This is a series on C for embedded systems. Also subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet. In the previous video, we've seen what are strings, but in this video, we will see arrays of strings in C. So how do you define array of strings in C? So we can do that using two-dimensional arrays of elements of type character to store strings, where each row holds a separate string. So in this way, you can store a whole bunch of strings and refer to any of them through a single variable name. So in this example, you can see that sayings is array of strings, and the way to define it is that you have a type character and the name of the string of name of the array of strings, and here you give the dimension 3 and here 32. So what happens here is that here 3 means the number of strings that you want to have, and 32 here is the number of maximum characters that your array should hold. So that also includes the null character. That's the way to define the array of strings. So although you must specify a second dimension in an array of strings, you can leave it to the compiler to figure out how many strings that are there. So you could write the previous example or a previous definition, like you can omit giving the first dimension, but you have to give the second dimension here, that is the maximum number of characters that each string holds. So what happens is when you initialize the string array of strings with these strings, the compiler finds out that okay, it has 3 strings and the dimension for the first uh, or the first dimension is 3. So that's how the compiler finds it. So when you're referring to an elements of array, let's say sayings I and j, for instance, the first index I identifies a row in the array, and the second index the second index j identifies a character within a row. So when you want to refer a complete row containing one of the strings, you just use a single index value between the square brackets. So for instance, sayings 1 will refer to the second string in the array, which is many hands make light work. So what we need to understand here is that how do you access the array elements in a multidimensional array? So let's see that with an example, strings array.c. In this example, we have defined sayings is an array of type character, and it has 2 dimensions. The first dimension is 3 and second dimension is 32. That means it can hold 3 strings, and each array can hold maximum of 32 characters. And how do you access this array? So in this function, what we're doing is we are iterating each strings and then printing its value. So let's execute this and see what happens. So let me take new terminal here. This is for the code, and then cd to src, then gcc string array.c, and then let's execute it. So here you can see that the printf function basically prints sayings I. I here means that for each I, which is of a size of string 0 divided by the size of the strings, that is 3 here, and size of string is 0. That means size of each string is basically of 32 bytes in length, and that's why it is from 0, 1 and 0, 1, 2 and 3, sorry, 0, 1 and 2, and then prints 0th as man is make the man, and second, that means the sayings 0 is many hands make light work, saying 0 is too many cooks spoil the broth. So that's how it works. So I hope this is clear. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe to the channel for more projects, courses, tutorials, and tools.